Chers délégués, la deuxième partie du congrès est sur le point de débuter. Veuillez prendre place dans la salle. Merci. Estimados delegados, la segunda parte del Congreso está a punto de comenzar. Les rogamos que tomen asiento en el auditorio. Muchas gracias. Geschätzte Delegierte, der zweite Teil des Kongresses beginnt in wenigen Augenblicken. Nehmen Sie bitte Ihre Plätze wieder ein. Vielen Dank. Dear delegates, part 2 of the Congress is about to start. Please take your seats in the auditorium. Thank you. Chers délégués, la deuxième partie du Congrès est sur le point de débuter. Veuillez prendre place dans la salle. Merci. Estimados delegados, la segunda parte del Congreso está a punto de comenzar. Les rogamos que tomen asiento en el auditorio. Muchas gracias. Geschätzte Delegierte, der zweite Teil des Kongresses beginnt in wenigen Augenblicken. Nehmen Sie bitte Ihre Plätze wieder ein. Vielen Dank. Dear delegates, Part 2 of the Congress is about to start. Please take your seats in the auditorium. Thank you. Chers délégués, la deuxième partie du Congrès est sur le point de débuter. Veuillez prendre place dans la salle. Merci. Estimados delegados, la segunda parte del Congreso está a punto de comenzar. Les rogamos que tomen asiento en el auditorio. Muchas gracias. Geschätzte Delegierte, der zweite Teil des Kongresses beginnt in wenigen Augenblicken. Nehmen Sie bitte Ihre Plätze wieder ein. Vielen Dank.
Dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start. Please join your seat. We give you an extra 1 minute.
Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. So we can continue with the work, and there will be, for your information, no more breaks until the end, of course, of the Congress, where a lunch is served here in the Congress Hall. But before we resume, we just make another test for the electronic voting with a third test question. So please be ready, and I pass the floor to Fatma.
Thank you, President. And the test vote question 3 is as follows. Are FIFA headquarters located in Zurich, Switzerland? Press yes if you approve, no if you disagree, and abstain for abstention. Don't forget to press submit to validate your vote. Vote start now. Vote is closed. Let's wait for the result. Valid vote cast 198, 95% yes. So, President, the e-voting system is fully functional. Floor back to you.
Thank you very much for this test. Thanks to all of you. So you are back to the Congress. Let's resume immediately with agenda item number 10, the vote on proposals for the amendments to the FIFA statutes, regulations governing the application of the statutes and standing orders of the Congress. You have received these documents as well with your documentation. They were approved, of course, by the Council and are recommended by the Council. But before going to the vote, I would like to ask Mr. Marco Williger, FIFA Deputy General Secretary, Administration, to present to you these changes. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, President. Dear Council members, dear delegates of FIFA member associations, dear friends of football, I have a difficult task because it is always difficult to speak after President Putin, and it is also difficult to be the first speaker after the coffee break. Nevertheless, I'll do my best and try to explain you the latest amendments which are proposed to amend the FIFA statutes. Recent experiences within FIFA's new structure and processes established within the framework of the FIFA reforms have shown that certain adaptations to the FIFA statutes would be beneficial. A dedicated working group consisting of representatives of the confederations, but also of the chairman of the Audit and Compliance Committee and also the Governance Committee, elaborated the present draft which is in front of you. Let us quickly run through the relevant articles. We have Article 4, neutrality. FIFA's neutrality in matters of politics and religion has been explicitly introduced in Article 4 now. That is new. Then also Article 25, the member association shall be notified at least 4 months in advance of the place and date of an ordinary Congress. In addition, the slides are a bit too fast, but I tried to catch up. Article 27, candidates for positions on the FIFA Council shall be provided by member associations to the relevant confederations. Confederations shall be in receipt of the candidates at least 3 months before, and the confederation shall notify the FIFA General Secretariat within 5 days and also submit the relevant evidence. These are learnings from the past. Then we also have news regarding the related party declaration in Article 40 and 51. In the future, all committee members shall be obliged to submit yearly related party declarations. Instead of the Audit and Compliance Committee will be in charge in the future for this. Then we have also changes in Article 43 regarding the competences of the Organizing Committee for competitions. The Organizing Committee for FIFA competition now also deals with all matters relating to futsal and beach soccer. This is a transfer of power from the Football Stakeholder Committee. Then we also amended the Player Status Committee and the Dispute Resolution Chamber. In the future, they are allowed to issue sanctions which are foreseen under the FIFA statutes. In the future, also related to the disciplinary committee, is that the chairperson and the deputy chairperson shall fulfill the independence requirements as stipulated in the governance regulations. And in Article 56, a new sanction is foreseen, a new disciplinary measure, which is compliance training. Then we have some further, mainly formal amendments, which are also outlined in the draft. In light of the above, the FIFA Council recommends the adoption of the amendments to the FIFA statutes as they were handed out to you. After this short introduction from my side, I would like to give the floor back to the President. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for this presentation on the changes. They are pretty straightforward, as you have seen. But before we can move to the vote, we have received a request to take the floor from the Swedish Football Association. So I would like to invite Karl-Erik to come to stage. I don't know where he is. He's on his way. Karl-Erik, you were faster when you were running on the pitch as a referee, huh? Oh, I think it's... Yeah, okay, there are some good reserves still there, huh? So all the way from Sweden, please.
Thanks a lot. Dear President, dear FIFA Council, dear members and colleagues of the member associations of FIFA, dear friends of football. On behalf of the Swedish FA, I would like to take the opportunity to say some words related to the changes of the FIFA statutes. As you have seen in the documentations for the changes, is an Article 4 is a change of the word gender is omitted. The Swedish FA hope that this is a change only editorial. The need for FIFA and for us as member associations to prioritize and commit to gender equality cannot be emphasized enough. As a part of FIFA's work with gender equality, I would also like to raise the issue of compensation to our member clubs. It is the firm belief of our association that women's football, that is not a supplement or an alternative to men's football, but rather that it should be treated in the same way. As such, it is with rather surprise we have seen that the FIFA's compensations to clubs on the men's side in relation to the World Cup we are now going to start has risen a lot, and that is good. But the compensation to clubs after the Women's World Cup is still zero. We hope and we assume that this will not be the case when we kick off the next year's Women's World Cup in France. One further issue that we would like to bring to your attention is the training compensation and the solidarity payment schemes. We believe that without such compensation schemes, also in women's football, we cannot reach the aim of higher participation in women's football. Furthermore, it should really be a strong signal that FIFA and we as member associations rewards education and training of young players, irrespective of their gender. With above being said, the Swedish Football Associations has no reservation to the proposed changes under point 10.1, and thank you for the attention.
Thank you very much, Karl-Erik, for your remarks on this particular point, which is well noted and certainly worth even more than one reflection going forward. After the intervention of the President of the Swedish Football Association, I think we are ready to go to the vote. We would vote en bloc for all the proposed changes. So I hand over the floor to the Secretary General for the voting procedure.
Thank you, Mr. President. The instruction put before you is to vote on adoption of the proposed amendment as set forth in the draft FIFA Status Congress 2018 in their entirety. Vote press yes if you agree, no for rejection, and press abstain for abstention, and submit to validate. The vote starts now. Vote is closed. Let's wait for the results. The results show a number of 199 valid votes cast and 197 or 99% voted in favor of the proposed amendment. Motion passed, Mr. President. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Fatma, and thanks to all of you. You know, the quorum was 75% for the statutes amendment, so obviously this quorum has been reached and the statutes are amended. Let's move straight to item 11, election or dismissal of members of the judicial bodies, the Audit and Compliance Committee and the Governance Committee, following some vacant positions who have to be filled. Here we are. The following candidates have been proposed and are proposed to you at the Congress. Mr. Sundra Raju from Malaysia as member of the Adjudicatory Chamber of the Ethics Committee. Mr. Andres Martin Paton Urich from Argentina, member of the Appeal Committee. Then Mr. Ian Binney from Canada as independent member of the Governance Committee. Mr. Steve Legle from New Caledonia as member of the Governance Committee. And Mr. Abdoulaye Diop from Mali as independent member of the Governance Committee. These are the proposals made by the Council for your attention. And I pass the floor to the Secretary General for instructions and the voting.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let's proceed to the vote on election of the presented candidates en bloc into the respective committees for the respective term of office, which shall come into effect immediately. Press yes to approve, no if you disagree, and abstain for abstention, and press submit to validate. The vote starts now. Let's wait for the result. The vote is closed. Mr. President, 196 valid votes were cast and 191 or 97% voted in favor of the proposed name. So motion passed, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Thanks to the members who accepted to be part of these bodies, and thanks to you for having voted them in. We move then directly to agenda item 12, and 12.1 is a proposal by the Palestinian Football Association to amend Article 3 of the FIFA statutes, and I understand that the Palestinian Football Association is going to present shortly what their proposal is about. You have it as well, of course, received in your documentation. Mr. Rajoub, Jibril Rajoub, President of Palestinian Football Association.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Mr. President, Mrs. Secretary General, esteemed members of the Council, fellow delegates and representatives of the media, I start by wishing Ramadan Kareem to all Muslim brothers and sisters among you. I want also to thank and commend the Russian Federation, the Russian people and FIFA for the splendid organization of this Congress and the World Cup. Dear brothers and sisters, before I start, I would like to point out and draw the administration's kind attention to what I assume in goodwill is an honest mistake. Our proposal, which contains an amendment of the statutes, has been included under point 12.1 of the Congress agenda instead of under point 10 as established in the proper procedures for such inclusion according to the FIFA statutes. Fellow delegates, you may have been expecting me to be discussing Palestine, this Congress, where the suffering of our people continues to happen right now as I speak, but the time I will not. The solution for the grievances we have been putting forward to you for the past 5 years are becoming more and more elusive, while the suffering continues and hope grows thin. And since someone decided to inadvertently to take the matter from your hands into the hands of the Council, we had to seek justice elsewhere rather than burden this House with an issue it wanted so much to solve, but unfortunately could not, for reasons you all know so well. So until this reasons says to tie the hands of the FIFA Congress, and until the government says to intervene in the affairs of football, we will rather bring up an issue on which I can safely presume there is unanimous agreement, an issue that touches every one of us gathered here today, an issue into which FIFA has been investing a lot of effort in the past few years, and which is of paramount importance to the game of football around the globe. The issue is human rights. Some of you may remember in the past extraordinary Congress convened February 16 in Zurich, how the Palestine Football Association expressed grave concern over the amended FIFA statutes, stressing the need for a deeper reform that is capable of transforming FIFA into a modern and transparent institution. At that time, we received significant but not sufficient support for that notion, presumably because of the move presenting matters at hand and the urgency of introducing reform, hastily made as it may well be, that needed to be given precedence. Today, after 2 years in which reforms were given the chance for application and we were given the chance to learn, we come back with the reinforced notion that certain changes need to be introduced into our statutes to help FIFA carry out its duty and respect its commitment. Change cannot happen in a day. If we want it to matter, it is rather step-by-step process in which the tweaking of an article here and the clarification of a clause there contributes to creating the legal framework for FIFA to better achieve its objectives and carry on its duties. On this occasion, and with the support of our brethren from the Algerian Football Association and the Iraqi Football Association, we would like to propose to you all a small but significant amendment to one very important article to our statutes. The proposed amendment concerns Article 3 of the FIFA statutes with the intention of giving enforceability to FIFA commitment towards respecting human rights. Fellow friends, some of you, perhaps too many, understand firsthand how respect of human rights can easily be emptied of value and turned into a slogan if there were no measures to protect it and make it binding. We are now living in a world where if something happened in one corner, the people in the furthest one would know, hear, see, and form an opinion. Out of here comes the concern over how people are treated and the need to make human rights reference value of international organizations, among which FIFA stands prominent. In Palestine, we paid with dear blood for that lesson, as have our brothers in Africa, in Asia, in Latin America, and even in Europe, in many countries that are now free from occupation, tyranny, and apartheid. The human rights without enforceability and deterrence are merely statements of good intention. Good intentions, as the name suggests, are good, but not good enough. If we are really committed to these basic rights, which, by the way, form the minimum acceptable for any human being, then we need to give the commitment that enforceability and deterrence. While our statutes include deterring measures for undesirable behavior both in and out of the football field, it lacks even one single sanction for any form of human rights violations. This threatens to devoid our commitment towards human rights and turn it into a nice slogan we can hang on the walls of our headquarters or plaster in the advertising space in this and that stadium when sponsors are not paying and we need to fill the space. What we are proposing is an amendment to Article 3 of FIFA statutes to introduce the following sentence: failure to respect, protect, recognize, guarantee, and defend human rights in accordance to international standards, as well as any violation of them, are strictly prohibited and punishable by suspension or expulsion. This is the only way to demonstrate the FIFA's commitment to human rights. It is earnest. As FIFA member associations, we are all fully involved in the campaign for fair play, within football. Observing and protecting human rights is the best concrete expression of fair play outside the football pitch. I ask those of you, and I hope that's everyone, who are committed to fair play in and out of the football field, to support our proposal. My fellow colleagues, when it comes to human rights, there is no in-between position. Either we respect the human rights or we violate them. A yes for our amendment is a yes for human rights. Thank you all for your listening, and please vote yes to help FIFA, vote yes to make FIFA great, vote yes to human rights, and thank you.
Thank you very much, President. Of course, the FIFA Council has analyzed the request of the Palestinian Football Association, and I would like, and has discussed it and has come to a decision on a recommendation. So I would like to ask Mr. Fernando Sarney, FIFA Council member, to go to the lectern and to present to the Council the conclusion of the FIFA, to the Congress the conclusion of the FIFA Council. Fernando, please.
Mr. President, members of the Council, delegates of the FIFA member associations, football family, dear friends, the FIFA General Secretariat has indeed received the following proposal, submitted by the Palestinian Football Association and supported by the Iraqi Football Association and the Algerian Football Association, in accordance with Article 28, Paragraph 1 of the FIFA Statutes, for amendment of Article 3 of the FIFA Statutes. FIFA is committed to respecting all internationally recognized human rights and shall strive to promote the protection of these rights among their members. Failure to recognize, respect, protect, guarantee, and defend human rights in accordance to international standards, as well as any violation of them, is strictly prohibited and punishable by suspension or expulsion. The proposal of the Palestinian Football Association states that one of FIFA's new core values is the defense and protection of human rights through and within football, as is recognized in Article 3 of the actual FIFA statutes. According to the explanations submitted together with the proposal concerned, the PFA deems that FIFA's commitment towards human rights needs to be expressed more concretely within the FIFA statutes through a provision that clearly states the consequence of violating these rights. Furthermore, the PFA deems that the relevant proposal is directly connected to Article 4 of the FIFA statutes, which provides for suspension or expulsion in cases of discrimination, and shall send a crystal clear message that FIFA is fully committed towards human rights. When committing to respect human rights, FIFA has already gone voluntarily and on its own initiative significantly beyond what it would be legally required to do. The basis for such commitment entered into by FIFA is Article 3 of the FIFA statutes. According to this provision, on its current version, FIFA is committed to respecting all internationally recognized human rights and shall strive to promote the protection of these rights. Article 3 of the FIFA statutes is further specified by FIFA's human rights policy, adopted by the FIFA Council in May 2017. FIFA's human rights approach is based on the United Nations Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights, which provide an authoritative, although legally not binding, international framework for the protection of human rights by non-state actors like private corporations or associations. In this respect, FIFA has commissioned a special report by one of the main experts involved in the drafting of the UN Guiding Principles, Harvard professor John Ruggie, on the matter of FIFA and human rights. All the recommendations contained in said report have begun to be implemented by FIFA, with many of them already having been fully implemented. Furthermore, FIFA implements a wide range of activities towards ensuring respect for human rights. Examples are measures in relation to labor rights, protection or construction, sites for FIFA World Cups, programs to combat discrimination in football, or steps to address human rights risks in supply chains. Moreover, FIFA has introduced far-reaching human rights requirements in the bidding processes of its future tournaments, most notably the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In addition, the FIFA Human Rights Advisory Board was set in February 2017, assisting FIFA in the implementation of measures relating to its responsibility to respect human rights. Also, it should be noted that FIFA has agreed to start working on a memorandum of understanding between FIFA and the Council of Europe, setting out areas of cooperation between the two organizations, with the promotion of human rights in sport being one of the key areas of such cooperation. All in all, it must be concluded and emphasized that FIFA's activities with regard to human rights are, without any question, to be considered exemplary if compared to relevant activities of other national or international sports governing bodies. FIFA already has a leading role and position in this respect. As already mentioned, one of the reasons for the proposal submitted by the PFA is that with the proposed amendment, FIFA would send a crystal clear message that is fully committed towards human rights. However, given the aforementioned vast and comprehensive efforts, and in particular, the achievements of FIFA in this respect, it is abundantly clear that FIFA is fully committed towards human rights. Thus, this particular objective pursued by the initiators of the proposal is already fulfilled and per se requires no further action. Moreover, as already mentioned, another reason for the proposal submitted by the PFA is that FIFA's commitment towards human rights allegedly needs to be expressed more concretely within the FIFA statutes. However, as explained, FIFA's human rights commitment is already being expressed very concretely, namely through FIFA's human rights policy. This approach is perfectly in line with the general principle that the statutes of an association, which form the association's constitution, should contain provisions of a basic and general nature, which are then specified in more detail by other rules and regulations of the associations concerned. As mentioned, the proposed amendment of Article 3 of the FIFA statutes aims at providing for suspension or expulsion in cases of violations of human rights and of failure to recognize, respect, protect, guarantee, and defend such rights. However, this particular provision would, if actually introduced, raise several different serious legal issues. In particular, the wording of the proposed amendment is extremely broad and unspecific. It does not properly describe who the addresses of the relevant obligations would be and what the basic preconditions for imposing the relevant sanctions should be. Thus, the proposed amendment fails to comply with key requirements resulting from Swiss law, such, for example, transparency and predictability for the lawfulness of sanctions to be imposed by private associations like FIFA. FIFA is committed to complying with the United Nations Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights and has, in this respect, included a general statement in Article 3 of the FIFA statutes, which is further defined in FIFA's human rights policy. FIFA's human rights policy is a standard of conduct for FIFA and all of its bodies and employees, and it reflects FIFA's expectations of other entities, such as member associations, in their activities relating to FIFA. Also, FIFA is already working with member associations to promote respect for human rights in several areas. In addition, the FIFA Disciplinary Code and the FIFA Code of Ethics already constitute a solid legal framework to sanction discrimination and other unethical behavior. Nevertheless, in this regard, it may also be noted that FIFA is, as a private association, neither legally forced nor in a position to sanction possible human rights violations in general. By having taken the measures mentioned, FIFA's conduct with regard to promoting the protection of human rights is, as explained, already exemplary. As an overall consequence of the above, there is no need to introduce the proposed amendment of Article 3 of the FIFA statutes. In the light of these explanations, considerations, and findings, it must be concluded that amending the provision of Article 3 of the FIFA statutes as proposed would not result in any substantial improvement of the relevant regulatory situation. Furthermore, it would entail considerable issues with regard to the application and implementation of FIFA's human rights commitment. So, the Council unanimously recommends to vote no. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sarney. And I'm just told that the head of the legal department of the Palestine Football Association would like to take the floor again, or as well. Please. Is it working?
No? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dear colleagues, on behalf of the Palestine Football Association, we would like to make some precisions to the comment made by the Council. First of all, we think that there is a confusion in the terms because human right is a much broader concept than discrimination, which means that we are talking about something totally different. And as a matter of fact, there is another thing that we consider that may mislead the Congress, which is that they said that discrimination and other unethical behavior may be sanctioned under the FIFA disciplinary code. Well, if we go to Article 4 of the FIFA statute, it says that discrimination of any kind against a country, private person, a group of people, on account of race, skin, color, ethnic, original and social origin, gender, disability, language, religion, political opinion, is strictly prohibited and punishable by suspension or expulsion. And look how, that's exactly the concept that we have copy-pasted into Article 3 in the amendment that we are proposing. So if the discrimination, which is bad, is extremely bad and is a concern for FIFA, but it's a smaller concept in comparison with human rights, is punishable according to the statutes with suspension or expulsion, why the defense of human rights should generate any concern to FIFA by introducing a punishment for that behavior. We consider that FIFA must show that for them, human rights is on top of the priorities, and that cannot be done with legal reports, that cannot be done with words, that cannot be done with committees, that can only be done with deterrence. If there is no deterrence, there will be no human rights position clearly by FIFA, and also there is no contradiction with the Swiss law, not at all. As a matter of fact, Switzerland is also signatory of the European Convention of Human Rights, so transparency is there in the proposal. And when they said predictability of the sanction, the predictability of the sanction is very clear in two terms: suspension or expulsion for violation of any human right recognized in international laws and regulations, which is much more precise than what is described in the actual Article 4. So it is a contradiction what the Council is presenting to the Congress in terms of what is Article 4, Article 3, and the reason to reject our proposal. We think that the proposal should be voted yes because we make it in a very clear way, and FIFA must take a clear position. Saying no to human rights is one thing. You're trying to present it as a no to the Palestine proposal, but saying no, voting no, is saying no and voting no against human rights. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we have heard the position of the Palestinian Football Association, who asks to vote yes. We've heard the position of the FIFA Council, who asks to vote no. And I give the floor to the Secretary General for the voting of this agenda item.
Thank you, President. The instruction is as follows. Vote on proposal to amend Article 3 of the FIFA Statutes as proposed by the Palestinian Football Association and supported by the Iraqi Football Association and the Algerian Football Association. Let me just reiterate once again the official position of the FIFA Council and its recommendation toward the Congress. It is to please ask you to follow its recommendation and vote no, and by doing that, you're rejecting the proposal of the Palestinian Football Association. So, if you press yes, it means that you are endorsing the proposal put forward. If you are pressing the button no, it means that you align with the position of the Council. And if you don't want to vote, please abstain by pressing abstention. And please remember to submit to validate your vote. Vote start now. Vote is closed. Let's wait for the results. Just for your information, for any amendment on the status to be endorsed and approved, you need 3/4 of the votes. And the vote is largely in favor of the no, so the proposal for amendment is rejected by 156, meaning 82%. The proposal has not been accepted, Mr. President. The floor is back to you.
Thank you, Fatma. We can go to item 12.2 then, proposal by the 10 South American federations to carry out the feasibility study on the increase of the number of teams from 32 to 48 in the 22 FIFA World Cup, Qatar. This proposal has been withdrawn by the 10 South American associations based on the fact that the FIFA Council decided for the FIFA administration to discuss this matter in advance with the Qatari authorities already. So we don't need to vote on this at this Congress. Thank you very much. And now I think we can move to item 13, which is the vote on the designation of the host associations of the final competition of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. I'm just looking left and right, the delegations are here. This is good. And let me just start by telling you that we are very happy that after a long process, we are now today here being able to present to you these two bids for a vote. We have been putting in place a thorough, transparent bidding process. We have to compliment the bidders for their hard work. We have to compliment everyone who has contributed to this work as well. We have been publishing everything, the regulations, the bid books, and finally also the evaluation report done by the task force. So we have to compliment as well, of course, the task force and its members. And today we can present to the Congress, and this is historic because it's the first time that the FIFA Congress decides on the host of a World Cup. We can present to you all elements for you to be able to make up your mind and to take the best decisions in the interest of FIFA, in the interest of world football, and to decide who will host the World Cup 2026. How is the procedure going to happen? I will first present to you the voting procedure. I'm going to read that because we have to be very careful about it. Then the two bidders have the possibility during 15 minutes to present their candidatures. Thereafter, the Secretary General will explain to you the process and the evaluation report. And following that, I would propose that we go then straight to the vote which will be electronic and which will be public as well, as you know. One additional remark, since this question was raised by some associations, there is no impact whatsoever on who wins the World Cup in terms of the slots for by confederation for participation in this World Cup. The number of slots per confederation have been approved, including the half slot for the host confederation. So this has absolutely no impact in this respect. Good, let's move then to the voting procedure, and I'm going to read it in order to be precise. Dear members of the Council, dear delegates of the FIFA member associations, dear friends, in relation to the voting under this agenda item, and based on the voting procedure for the designation of the host country of the 2026 FIFA World Cup final competition, which you can also find on your e-voting device, I would now like to inform you about the voting procedure. The FIFA statutes stipulate in their Article 30, paragraph 2, that any decision that requires a vote shall be reached by show of hands or by means of an electronic count. The voting procedure for the designation of the host country of the 2026 FIFA World Cup final competition also sets out in its Article 7 that voting may be conducted by electronic means. In accordance with Article 69, paragraph 2d of the FIFA statutes, if fewer than 3 bids are presented to the Congress, a simple majority, this means more than 50%, of the valid votes cast is required for a decision on the host association or associations. Also, voting under this agenda item will be conducted by electronic means. Furthermore, in accordance with Article 11, paragraph 1 of the Standing Orders of the Congress, abstentions are to be disregarded when calculating the simple majority. If a member association does not vote for any of the presented options, this shall be counted as an abstention. Based on the fact that 2 bids have been submitted and that the Congress may vote for either one of these 2 bids or to not award the rights to designate the association or associations of the 2026 FIFA World Cup final competition, you can vote for the following options: Morocco bid, United bid, or none of the bids. If you choose to abstain from voting, please do not submit a vote. Based on the votes possible, the following scenarios are possible. If one of the 2 bids, Morocco bid or United bid, obtains a simple majority in the first ballot, the respective bid shall be awarded the right to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup final competition. The other bid shall be deemed to be rejected, and this decision is final. If the third option, none of the bids, obtains a simple majority in the first ballot, both bids, Morocco bid and United bid, are deemed to be rejected, and the second phase of the bidding procedure shall be initiated, thus reopening the bidding process, excluding the 4 member associations that have already submitted a bid. The proceedings relating to this agenda item of the 68th FIFA Congress on the designation of those association or associations of the 26th FIFA World Cup final competition shall be concluded. If none of the 3 options, this means Morocco bid, United bid, or none of the bids, obtains a simple majority, and if the number of votes for the option none of the bids is equal to the number of votes of the Morocco bid and the United bids taken together, both of the bids shall be deemed to be rejected and the second phase of the bidding procedure shall be initiated. The proceedings relating to this agenda item of the 68th Congress and the designation of the host association or associations of the 26th FIFA World Cup final competition shall be concluded. If none of the options, Morocco bid, United bid, none of the bids, presented in the 68th FIFA Congress reaches simple majority, and if the number of votes for the Morocco bid and the United bid taken together is higher than the number of votes for the option none of the bids, a second ballot shall be conducted. Please note that Article 4.2 of the FIFA regulations for the selection of the venue for the final competition of the 26th FIFA World Cup states that in the event that a delegate of the FIFA Congress has a conflict of interest, that delegate shall not perform his or her duties in connection with, and the member association represented by such delegate shall decline to participate in the voting process of the FIFA Congress for the decision to award the right to host the 26th FIFA World Cup. In this context, the delegates of the FIFA Congress shall, in particular, be considered to have a conflict of interest if they represent a member association whose bid is submitted to the FIFA Congress for its final decision to select the host association or associations of the 26th World Cup, or and are nationals of such member associations country. Please note that the delegates of the Moroccan Football Association, Canada Soccer Association, Mexican Football Association, and the United States Soccer Federation have declined to perform their duties in connection with the voting process for the decision to award the rights to host the 26th World Cup. To the voting questions. The first question to be put to the 68th FIFA Congress in connection with the vote, the first question to be put to the 68th FIFA Congress in connection with the vote shall be, do you want to award the right to host the 26th FIFA World Cup final competition to the bid submitted by the Moroccan Football Association, Morocco bid, to the joint bid submitted by the Canada Soccer Association, Mexican Football Association and the United States Soccer Federation, United bid, or to none of the bids, thus reopening the bidding process, excluding the 4 member associations having already submitted the bid. This will be the question. In this case, the possible votes are Morocco bid, United bid, or none of the bids. The result of each ballot and the related votes by the FIFA member associations will be announced immediately after a vote has been conducted by showing them on the screen and shall be made public on FIFA.com immediately after the conclusion of the Congress. In case of a second ballot, as described before, the question to be put to the Congress shall be, do you want to award the right to host the 26th FIFA World Cup final competition to the bid submitted by the Moroccan Football Association, Morocco bid, or to the joint bid submitted by the Canada Soccer Association, Mexican Football Association, and United States Soccer Association, United bid. In this case, the possible votes are Morocco bid or United bid. If the second ballot should result in an equal number of votes for both bids, the bid that received the highest weighted average score in the technical evaluation report according to clause 3.5.3 of the bidding registration shall prevail. Following the decision, proceedings with regard to this agenda item at the Congress regarding the designation of the host association or associations of the 2026 FIFA World Cup final competition shall be concluded. I hope that this was sufficiently clear. You will see it anyway when you will vote, and before going there, we are, however, also giving the possibility to the 2 bidding nations, to the 2 bidders, to present their bids to all of you. We start with the United bid. Is it right? Yes, please. So I would like to ask the representatives of the United bid to come on stage and to present their bid. They have 15 minutes time to do so.
Good afternoon. Bonjour. It's a great honor to speak to you today. My name is Alfonso Davies. My parents are from Liberia and fled the Civil War. I was born in Ghana in a refugee camp. It was a hard life. But when I was 5 years old, a country called Canada welcomed us in. And the boys on the football team made me feel at home. Today, I am 17 years old, and I play for the men's national team. And I'm a proud Canadian citizen. And my dream is to someday compete in the World Cup, maybe even in my hometown of Edmonton. I played matches in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. The people in North America have always welcomed me. If given the opportunity, I know they'll welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfonso. Buenas tardes. Soy Decio de María, presidente de la Federación Mexicana de Fútbol. On behalf of the United Bid of Canada, Mexico, and the United States, I want to thank Russia for their hospitality. It is an honor to be here along with our friends of Morocco. In Mexico, football is not just a sport, es nuestra pasión, part of our culture, part of who we are. Hosting the FIFA World Cup is a great privilege. We will be humbled to host in 2026 and to share our passion with you. Today, we want to take you on a journey. Imagine how a World Cup in North America will look and feel. The people of our three countries will welcome you as brothers and sisters in football with open arms and open hearts. Your travel will be easy and affordable, and you and your families will have the visit of a lifetime. Desde las plazas y museos de la Ciudad de México, to the cobblestone streets of Montreal, to the beaches of Miami. This will also be a very special occasion for all of us in CONCACAF. In recent years, every other region of the world has hosted the World Cup, except us. By 2026, it will be 32 years. We believe it's time, finally, to bring the World Cup back to CONCACAF. And wherever you come from, you will find that our three countries are some of the most diverse in the world, with immigrants from every country. You will find the same traditions, languages, and food and music that you know and love. It will be like a great family reunion, enjoying our favorite sport together. Football for all. In a world where the forces of division try to pull us apart, a World Cup in North America will show how football unites us all as family and friends. And we cannot wait. Los estamos esperando.
Good afternoon. My name is Brianna Pinto, and I'm from the United States, from the state of North Carolina. I started playing football when I was 3 years old. For years, I was the only girl on my teams, but the boys didn't mind because I scored most of the goals. Today, I'm 18 years old, and I'm proud to play for the under-20 women's national team. I love football for so many reasons. It allows me to meet people from all over the world. Last year, we played against Iran. On the field, we were fierce competitors, but off the field, we shared meals and learned about each other's lives. Moments like that have taught me we may come from different countries and cultures, but deep down, we're all pretty much the same. And we all love the beautiful game. Just as your countries allowed me to get to know you, I hope we can welcome you and show you who we really are. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Brianna. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Stephen Reed, President of the Canadian Federation. And on behalf of Canada and the people of Canada, a growing football nation that proudly welcomes people from all over the world, it's an honor to speak with you today. As our journey to experience a World Cup in North America continues, I invite you to imagine, as Brianna said, coming to our countries in 2026, where our stadiums are already built and operating. So why is this certainty so important? It means we can focus more on other areas, like delivering an unrivaled experience for players and fans from the moment they arrive until the final whistle. We'll welcome players and teams to world-class training sites and base camps, where players, coaches, and staff will have an environment tailored to their team and to their success. At kickoff, teams and groups will play in regional clusters, so players will have short travel times between cities. We'll cheer our teams on in iconic stadiums that evoke our shared football heritage, and state-of-the-art venues, some of the most technologically advanced in the world. And with the quality of our fields, players will be able to concentrate on what's most important, and that is delivering their absolute best performance on the day. With the latest technology, we'll offer fans a seamless experience, from buying tickets to arriving in country to getting to the match. And we'll work with FIFA to reimagine the fan experience, connecting fans digitally like never before. So whether they're in the stands or watching at home, every fan will feel like they're part of the game. Finally, we'll focus on what matters most. It's developing the game. When we engage more fans, as I've described, or when a child in a remote corner of the world is able to watch their team for the first time live on their family's mobile phone, we'll capture the imagination of more young people and inspire a new generation of boys and girls to pursue their dreams on the pitch. That's the certainty that our bid offers. That's where we'll invest our time, creating the ultimate experience for players and fans. As you'll see in this film, that's what we mean by football for all.
$500 million people from every background and belief and every corner of the world, in 3 countries, across 1 continent, united in friendship and respect to host the single greatest sporting event in the world. Expanding the FIFA World Cup to 48 countries is brave, it's bold, and it will define the future of football. But it has to be done right. More than 1,000 players and millions of fans can be certain that Canada, Mexico, and the United States are ready to welcome you and deliver an extraordinary experience. Non-stop flights to our hundreds of airports, world-class transportation that's easy and affordable, millions of hotel rooms for every budget, and unforgettable host cities, from Toronto to Seattle to Monterrey. Players will arrive to 150 elite training sites and base camps, iconic stadiums, and state-of-the-art venues that are already built. The highest quality fields, all natural grass on every pitch, and an average capacity of more than 68,000 seats, 9,500 luxury suite and box seating.
We're also planning something special for 2026, an opening day like no other. 1 match in each of our 3 countries on the same day.
3 matches, 3 nations, with hundreds of thousands of fans in the stands. An 80-match competition with the best possible schedule that puts players first. Millions of fans at fan fests across the continent, and our incredible diversity will make every game feel like a home game. United as one. Canada, Mexico, and the United States are ready to join with FIFA and your member associations to shape the future of football. United 2026. Football for all. We're ready to welcome you.
Buenas tardes. My name is Diego Lainez, and I am from Villahermosa, Mexico. I have been playing football as long as I can remember. I love football. It means everything to me. But there's one thing I love more than football, the most beautiful thing in my life, my family. When I was a kid, my father was my coach. Football and my father taught me respect and hard work. I turned 18 years old this week, and I am proud to play for Club America, which I think is the best team in Mexico. My dream is to someday wear the colors of my country in the World Cup, maybe in Mexico. I know it's a big dream, but I remember the advice of my father. If you work hard, your dreams will come true. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Diego. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Carlos Cordero, President of the U.S. Federation. On behalf of the people of the United States, where today more of us are playing football than ever before, it's an honor to speak with you. Our journey to experience a World Cup in North America does not end with the final match. It includes the incredible opportunity that our united bid represents for our entire football family. With an expected 5.8 million tickets sold, the world's largest sponsorship market, and match times for every time zone in the world, we expect record profits for FIFA of $11 billion. In other words, it will be our honor to host the most extraordinary World Cup ever. But what does this mean for our football family? It means a bold new legacy. It will inspire a new generation of players and fans from the Caribbean to North America, which would also give a tremendous boost to the global game. Around the world, it means more funds for programs like FIFA Forward to develop football across all our countries. More investment in new pitches, new facilities, developing the next generation of players. From the Americas to Europe, from Africa to the Middle East to Asia and Oceania. Finally, it's a legacy, a model for the future, where even more nations can come together to co-host a 48-country World Cup. More football for more people in more countries than ever before. Football for all. Ladies and gentlemen, here's one last look at our vision.
There's a game played in every corner of the world, cherished by all. Football brings us together for sport, but makes us friends for life. And the best way to make this experience even better is to share it with even more people. In 2026, we can create a bold new legacy for players, for fans, and for football by hosting a FIFA World Cup that is more inclusive, more universal than ever. Not because of who we are as nations, but because of what we believe in as neighbors. To bid together, countries come together. United 2026 can deliver the most memorable, inspirational FIFA World Cup in history. Because football for all isn't just a promise, it's our commitment to the world. To share the FIFA World Cup on every pitch, in every football-loving country. United 2026. Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Our people are ready. Our nations are ready. And we are excited to welcome the world.
President Infantino, Presidents, General Secretaries, dear friends. Today, you will decide who hosts the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Our three nations understand the power of football to bring the world together because football has brought us together. We will be humbled to have your support and honored, deeply honored to welcome you to a World Cup in 2026 that shapes football for generations to come. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much to the representatives of the United Bid. And whilst they go back to your seats, I would kindly ask the representatives of the second bid, of the Morocco bid, to come on stage and to make their presentation to the members of the Congress. Please.
Bah. behind the majesty of its landscapes. There is a country with a heart beating for football. A country where football is more than a sport, a reason to enjoy unique moments. Moments of sharing, celebration, emotions, moments of life. A progressive African country in a rising African continent. Today, Morocco is bidding for hosting the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Rooted in Africa, but only a few kilometers away from Europe, enjoying great weather and modern and efficient infrastructure, Morocco offers ideal conditions for all. As a major African hub, Morocco is one of the most welcoming countries, offering by far the most convenient time slots for games to take place. Thanks to its capacity, teams and supporters will be able to travel quickly and safely to the host cities. Supporters will taste the legendary Moroccan hospitality in stunning hotel settings, ranging from the most luxurious palaces to charming guest houses. What makes a successful World Cup is, of course, beautiful stadiums. We designed stadiums for this World Cup, but also for the future, featuring an innovative concept, the modular stadium. With these unique features, we would host a very limited carbon footprint World Cup in 2026, as well as a very profitable one, with $5 billion profit for FIFA. Now, we have the opportunity to make history. Making history by choosing a continent that has only once hosted the World Cup in almost 100 years. Making history by a legacy of hope and opportunity to younger generations in Morocco and Africa. Let's make history together. Together for Africa, for Morocco, and the world. Together for one goal.
Monsieur le Président, Mesdames et Messieurs, chers amis, permettez-moi tout d'abord de vous remercier pour nous avoir reçus souvent dans votre pays avec toute notre équipe d'ambassadeurs et de nous avoir fait confiance. Cette candidature du Maroc est une candidature particulière. C'est une candidature de toute une nation. Je voudrais vous dire que le roi du Maroc, nos deux parlements, l'ensemble de nos syndicats, notre société civile, tous se sont mobilisés derrière cette candidature et se sont engagés par écrit auprès de la FIFA pour cela. Tout un peuple s'est engagé derrière cette candidature avec des sondages qui donnent 97% de la population favorable à cette Coupe du Monde 2026. Le Maroc a démontré sa capacité de réaliser des infrastructures d'envergure. Ces capacités ont évidemment été validées par les équipes de la FIFA, mais bien au-delà. Je voudrais vous citer quelques projets stratégiques qui ont été réalisés dans notre pays, que ce soit le TGV qui lie l'Europe à l'Afrique ou le port de Tanger, qui est un des principaux ports du pourtour méditerranéen. La production d'énergie solaire est aussi un projet stratégique parce que nous avons les plus importantes stations de production énergétique renouvelable du monde. La capacité financière du Royaume du Maroc, en effet, n'est plus aussi à démontrer, car les engagements internationaux ont toujours été honorés par le Royaume du Maroc et le Royaume du Maroc n'a jamais failli à ses engagements. Je voudrais vous citer à titre d'exemple la ligne de précaution aussi du FMI qui dépasse les 6 milliards de dollars et qui n'a jamais été utilisée. C'est vous dire que la santé financière de ce pays-là, qui pour certains auraient pu se poser des questions, n'est plus à démontrer. Le Maroc est un des pays les plus sécurisés au monde, les plus sécures du monde. Et ceci est démontré par les organismes internationaux les plus sérieux, et en particulier les organismes américains qui ont une vraie avancée sur la notation de ces différents points. Par exemple, les armes sont formellement interdites au Maroc. Et c'est pour nous un point important. Chaque année, des millions de touristes sont reçus au Maroc en toute sécurité. Le Maroc propose une Coupe du Monde 2026 profitable pour la FIFA. Profitable pour la FIFA 2 fois plus que la rentabilité de l'édition au Brésil. Mais nous avons fait attention, nous avons essayé de mettre le curseur au bon niveau, parce qu'on a voulu garder l'accessibilité à tous les fans et à toutes les bourses. Nous n'avons pas souhaité mettre des montants importants pour les tickets. Toutes les garanties ont été données par l'État marocain et encore une fois par écrit à la FIFA. Les valeurs que prône le Maroc, y compris pour cette Coupe du Monde, ce sont des valeurs de partage, d'ouverture et de tolérance. En effet, tous les fans auront évidemment leur visa pour aller assister à cette Coupe du Monde. Pour nous, une Coupe du Monde est un moment propice pour créer des ponts, pour que l'ensemble des pays puissent vivre un moment important de joie et de bonheur, et c'est ce que nous nous proposons d'organiser pour la Coupe du Monde 2026. À part cela, nous souhaitons laisser un héritage structurel important qui peut changer la destinée de toute une nation. Nous avons dans ce cadre-là proposé des concepts complètement innovants pour la structure de ces stades qui puissent garder et en tout cas éliminer ces fameux éléphants blancs. En effet, le mondial peut contribuer à l'inclusion. Avant de passer la parole au président de la fédération, permettez-moi de donner la parole quelques secondes à 2 joueurs de football africains avec nous et je vous remercie.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to sit on the existing protocol. For us Africans, football is life. Football is beyond infrastructures and the zeros that come out of it. Will Morocco be ready for 2026 for the world? Yes. I was blessed to be in the World Cup in '94. And on the streets, people were asked who Armando Maradona was, and nobody knew who Maradona was. And if that World Cup would be played then or now, a 5-year-old child on the street or in a village in Africa will tag behind his back a number 10 of Mercy or a number 10 of Mo Salah or number 7 of Ronaldo. That's how passionate we are about football. For a lot of you, football is just football. To we Africans, football is religion. And that's how we see it. In your hearts, you should make the right decision. It's not just about who is voting. It's about the continent and the world, the people that love football, because your vote will make a difference to the next generation. Vote for a continent that gives you the superstars that you display that comes out of the African continent. Thank you very much, and vote with your heart. Vote for Africa.
Bonjour à tous, je me présente, Khalilou Fadiga, ancien joueur de l'AG Auxerre, de l'Inter de Milan et de Bolton entre autres. Moi j'ai eu la chance de quitter la France, le Sénégal lorsque j'avais 6 ans pour la France, mais beaucoup de mes jeunes frères, beaucoup de mes compatriotes sénégalais et africains n'ont pas eu cette chance-là. Moi aujourd'hui, je me mets aujourd'hui devant vous pour justement parler de ce que Daniel vient juste de dire, c'est-à-dire le football, l'amour et la passion que le continent africain a pour le football. Aujourd'hui, je me mets devant vous justement pour vous solliciter, parce que le monde a été créé grâce aussi, surtout, au continent africain. Le continent africain a donné tout au monde. Et je pense qu'aujourd'hui, vous qui êtes là, qui prenez la décision justement de faire comprendre aux gens que le football n'est pas seulement une histoire d'argent ou de finances, mais aussi une histoire de passion, une histoire d'enthousiasme. Sur ce continent africain, nous n'avons pas beaucoup, mais nous avons ça, nous avons le bonheur, la joie de pouvoir justement vous recevoir sur notre continent. Parce que le continent africain, cette compétition pour laquelle nous combattons pour 2026 n'est pas seulement pour le Maroc, c'est pour tout le continent africain, c'est pour tout le monde. Vous qui aimez le football, l'Afrique vous a tout donné. Aujourd'hui, je pense qu'il est plus que temps pour vous aussi de donner aujourd'hui à l'Afrique. Merci de m'avoir écouté. Merci.
Nous avons un petit film de quelques secondes à vous passer. Merci.
My Morocco is authentic.
Morocco is born. Energetic. And strong.
Focus on the future.
Building a legacy for the next generation.
We are ready.
To make a history with passion.
I vote for Morocco.
Vote for Morocco.
We vote Morocco.
Vote Morocco.
Vote for Morocco.
Vote for Morocco.
Vote for Morocco.
Vote for Morocco.
Morocco counts on your vote.
Je me présente, c'est M. Fouzil Ekja, président de la Fédération royale marocaine de football. Donc, en plus des atouts des réalisations sportives d'infrastructures réalisées au Maroc, sous la conduite de Sa Majesté le Roi, que Dieu le glorifie, j'essaie quand même d'évoquer les raisons sportives footballistiques de notre candidature, la candidature du Maroc. Cette candidature, il porte aujourd'hui l'espoir d'une jeunesse de notre pays qui a espéré déjà 5 reprises d'organiser cette Coupe du Monde. Il porte l'espoir d'une jeunesse africaine qui jusqu'à aujourd'hui n'a eu l'occasion que de démontrer son talent sur les pelouses. Ce sont aujourd'hui les valeurs du football, les raisons d'une Coupe du Monde qu'on recherche ensemble avec une conscience tranquille. C'est la jeunesse et cette jeunesse africaine qui aujourd'hui vous interpelle votre décision pour lui donner l'espoir effectivement d'organiser un événement de telle envergure. En plus, une Coupe du Monde, il doit être humaine dans toutes ses dimensions. C'est très facile de varier les variables d'une équation financière. La moyenne qui a été retenue pour les tickets et le bid marocain, c'est 230 $. Et on estime que c'est la limite qui est à la portée des fans. Les fans pour lesquels tout le monde œuvre pour jouer le football, pour développer le football. Et si on agit sur cette variable, on peut augmenter évidemment les bénéfices qui sont importants pour la FIFA, mais ce n'est pas sa raison d'être. Aujourd'hui, ce qu'on veut, c'est une Coupe du Monde humaine, comme j'ai dit, dans toutes ses dimensions. La dimension tout d'abord pratique du football. La candidature qui présente un espace, un territoire compact où la distance maximale entre deux villes est de 550 km et qui peut être faite dans un délai de moins de 2 heures, nous permettra, nous tous qui aimons le football, passionnés de football, de le pratiquer tout d'abord en tant qu'équipe dans les meilleures conditions possibles, avec la multiplicité des matchs dans un délai aussi court, mais aussi aux fans de regarder, de prendre le plaisir de voir les matchs dans les meilleures conditions et le maximum de matchs parce que c'est leur raison de visiter les pays, c'est de fêter le football. En plus, notre continent qui aujourd'hui effectivement interpelle la famille du football avec toute la responsabilité nécessaire, et qui porte l'espoir d'organiser une Coupe du Monde n'a eu cette chance qu'une seule fois dans l'histoire. Pendant 22 Coupes du Monde organisées déjà, l'Afrique, la jeunesse africaine, n'a organisé cette Coupe qu'une seule fois. Aujourd'hui, on veut une deuxième fois pour vous montrer nos capacités, mais pour nous permettre aussi, pour nous accompagner dans le développement, tout d'abord de notre football, mais aussi de nos sociétés. C'est notre responsabilité tous, et je pense que la famille du football, que la jeunesse et les jeunes africains l'ont enrichi par leur talent, vont faire appel à un principe sacro-saint de la pratique footballistique et du management footballistique, qui est l'universalité du football. Vive le football et vive les valeurs du football. Merci à vous.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. So I ask the Moroccan bid delegation to take again their place, and we move on. Before going to the vote, I would like to ask the Secretary General to walk the Congress through the bidding process and give a summary of the bidding report produced by the task force for your information. Please, Fatma.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and privilege to present the 2026 bidding process and the key highlights of the report prepared by the task force. Following the decision of the 67th FIFA Congress on 11 May 2017, the FIFA administration launched the first phase of the bidding process for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. As part of FIFA enhanced bidding process, which centers around the key principles of transparency, objectivity, and participation, FIFA introduced a number of important measures. One of these important measures included the establishment of a dedicated task force responsible for conducting the evaluation of all bids received. This task force was appointed by the FIFA Council at its meeting in Calcutta, India, in October 2017, and comprised key members of the FIFA committees and administration. Following the submission of both bids on 16 March 2018, the task force conducted a detailed review of the bid, carefully analyzing the documentation provided, and arising from this review, a comprehensive process was undertaken with numerous requests for clarification and further information to better understand and reconcile the initial information submitted. To complement this understanding on paper, the task force and the FIFA administration also conducted visits to the bidding countries in mid-April. There were also follow-up missions conducted by the FIFA administration in late April and mid-May 2018. The intense evaluation process has resulted in the robust and carefully considered bid evaluation report, which was shared with you in advance of the Congress. The integrity of the bidding process and this bid evaluation report has been further reinforced by the findings of the independent audit company, BDO, which did not identify any indication of non-compliance with the bidding process rules, and the report has been also distributed to you for information prior to this gathering. The two bids present different propositions in terms of scale. The Morocco bid proposes 14 stadiums in 12 cities, with 2 stadiums in Casablanca and Marrakesh each, and the United bid proposes 23 stadiums in 23 cities spread across these 3 countries, from which 16 will be selected. In terms of the status of stadium infrastructure, 5 of the existing stadiums in the Morocco bid are due for renovation, while the remaining 9 are to be built. The United bid presented 17 existing stadiums with 6 stadiums due for renovation. On the commercial front, both bidders predict healthy revenue projection, with the Morocco bid projecting $7.2 billion, while the United bid projects $14.3 billion. For the first time, FIFA assessed the bid submitted in accordance with a scoring system developed by the task force in line with parameters approved by the FIFA Council. This was applied to 9 key infrastructural and commercial criteria, ranging from stadiums and facilities to team and referees to accommodation and transport, with a score from 0 to 5 awarded. The FIFA Council also approved the relative weighting of each criteria, and these were applied to achieve the overall average score for the technical evaluation. Based on the assessment of the task force, the Morocco bid received an overall average score of 2.7, and the United bid received a score of 4.0. The bid were also subject to a risk assessment covering all key topics of the bid, and this assessment goes beyond the technical criteria and includes topics such as legal, safety and security, health and medical, and of course, sustainability, human rights, and environment protection. The risk rating that the respective bid have received are displayed on the slide that you have in front of you. Today, FIFA is proud to present such a comprehensive and objective evaluation report in line with the overriding objective of developing football and securing the best possible hosting conditions. We hope that this report helps to support the delegates of the Congress in their final decision on the host. Thank you very much for your attention. The floor is back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much to the Secretary General for this report. So I think now all the information is there, everything is in front of you. I would suggest that we go straight to the vote. You have your electronic devices ready, and I hand over then to the Secretary General for the procedure.
Thank you very much. Before we pass on to the vote, let me just share with you very quick information. Of the 210 member associations present and eligible to vote, 7 members have recused their voting rights as per the provision of FIFA Circular 1632. Those 7 countries who cannot vote today include the 4 bidders, but also the Guam Football Association, la Federación Puertorriqueño de Fútbol, and the U.S. Virgin Islands Soccer Federation, meaning that we have 203 members present and entitled to vote, 0 member being suspended. So the instruction is as follows. Do you want to award the right to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup final competition to the bid submitted by the Morocco Football Association, called Morocco bid, to the joint bid submitted by the Canada Soccer Association, the Mexican Football Association, and the United States Soccer Federation, called United Bid, or to none of the bid, called none of the bids, thus reopening the bidding process, excluding the 4-member association having already submitted the bid. If you vote in favor of Morocco, press Morocco bid. If you vote in favor of the joint or united bid, press united bid. If you don't want to select any of the bid, and press none of the bid. If you want to abstain, meaning you don't want to vote, please don't touch your e-voting system. And the vote starts now. You have 15 seconds. Don't forget to submit. Vote closed. Now let's wait for the results. The results are ready, and I'm giving back the floor to FIFA President to announce the winning bidder.
Thank you very much, Secretary General. So we have a winner for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The member associations of Canada, Mexico, and USA have been selected by the FIFA Congress to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Thank you.
Dear delegate, ladies and gentlemen, silence in the room, please.
I would like to ask now the representatives of the United Bid to come on stage, please, and the president of CONCACAF, please.
Mr. President, we can announce at the same time the result. Morocco bid got 65 votes, or 33%. United bid got 134 votes, or 67%, and none of the bid got 1 or 1%.
So
the floor is back to you, Mr. President.
In thanking as well very much the whole delegation of the Morocco bid who did an extraordinary job, shukran, I would like to give the floor to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 representatives of the United bid, please.
Sorry, it's a bit emotional for us today. Thank you, President Infantino, fellow presidents, general secretaries, and everyone in our FIFA family. On behalf of our united bid, Canada, Mexico, and my country, the United States, thank you so very much for this incredible honor. Thank you for entrusting us with this privilege, the privilege of hosting the FIFA World Cup in 2026. We want to convey our appreciation as well to the FIFA administration and your staff, President Infantino, especially the task force, who worked so hard over this entire process. Let us also salute our friends from Morocco. At the end of the day, we are all united in football. That's the spirit of the World Cup. The beautiful game transcends borders and cultures. Football today is the only victor. And in that spirit, we wish our Russian hosts and all the teams competing here this month the very best of luck. Thank you all again very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going now to project on the widescreen the vote by country. And these results are going to be also available in the next minutes in the FIFA.com website. Thank you for your attention. President, the floor is back to you.
Thank you, Fatma. Item number... Okay. I understand the Moroccan bid has requested to take the floor. The floor is yours, Mr. Fouzi.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Au nom de la Fédération royale marocaine de football, je tiens quand même à féliciter mes collègues présidents de la Fédération des États-Unis, du Mexique et du Canada, en leur souhaitant bon courage pour organiser effectivement une Coupe du Monde allant dans la trajectoire du développement du football. Je tiens à féliciter la FIFA pour la tenue de ce process lent mais riche. En l'occurrence, son président, M. Gianni, 1000 félicitations pour tout ce que vous avez fait pour effectivement faire évoluer les choses vers plus de partage et de transparence. Et je vous réitère la détermination de mon pays, du Maroc, pour continuer à travailler pour le football tout d'abord, pour la jeunesse en second, mais pour concrétiser ce rêve d'organiser une Coupe du Monde au Maroc. Mille merci.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Président. Merci pour vos paroles qui nous arrivent droit au cœur. Merci beaucoup. Okay, agenda item 14, the next FIFA Congress. Fatma?
Thank you, Mr. President. The next FIFA Congress is scheduled to take place in Paris on June 5th, 2019. And it will be also an elective Congress. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And just before coming to the closing remarks, let's have a look at another video who shows what FIFA actually and what we all stand for. Have a look. Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, this is what we are about. This is FIFA, this is FIFA living football, because this is really how we feel. We don't just play football, we don't just work in football, we are not just passionate about football, we don't just breathe football, we are really living football. And in these concluding remarks, I would like to start by saying that FIFA today is, without the shadow of a doubt, a very strong and solid organization. As strong and solid as it probably never has been. And going forward, FIFA, in its position, wants, of course, to continue working with all of you. We will stay very close to the Ocean's 11, to OFC in this difficult moment. I was saying this to Lambert, we are with you. We are not beside you, we are with you. In Asia, one goal, there are also some interesting projects for the future, and FIFA wants to be side by side cooperating for the good of Asian football. We have been playing several of our competitions in the last year in Asia, and it has always been a success, and there is a great potential for the future. En Afrique aussi, on l'a dit et on l'a répété, on investit des ressources humaines, on investit de l'expertise et on va faire la différence en Afrique. Parce que c'est vrai, c'est l'heure de faire la différence en Afrique. Et on va travailler pour ça avec la CAF et la FIFA. Of course, in Europe as well, we care about football. So we work hard together to make football better. The One CONCACAF project, which has been launched recently, as well with a very catching name, is also something that we need to embrace in order to move forward all together. Y por supuesto, hablando de fútbol, no se puede no hablar de Sudamérica y de Conmebol, del corazón, de la pasión, de la vida del fútbol. Y vamos también a seguir este camino juntos que hemos empezado hace 2 años. So in this conclusion, I would like to talk to you about leadership. Leadership, for me, is first of all to listen to all of you. But leadership, for me, is also to act. A leader must have a vision. And we have a vision for FIFA. We've published a document as well with the vision FIFA 2.0. We are transforming FIFA, we are projecting FIFA in the new era, not only with football, competitions, ideas, youth, clubs, national teams, boys, girls, men, women, but of course also with a digital transformation which will help and assist all associations in the world. You need to have a vision, but then you need as well to have concrete projects and concrete plans, because you need to deliver this vision. And of course, I understand that when you have a vision and when you have plans and you want to deliver them, this can be disruptive. But on the other side, it's also the only way to bring us forward. Because as I said, the first point a leader has to care about is to listen. And that's what we will do and what I am doing. I think that the leader has to bring clarity, decisiveness, courage, passion, and humility. And as such, we will take all the time needed to discuss, to consult, to continue shape the future of world football with all of you, all our member associations here present, and with all the stakeholders who are also here present, the leagues, the clubs, the players, everyone, our partners. We work together and we move forward. And with all this in mind, I would like hereby to announce to all of you, the members of FIFA who have elected me 2 years and 4 months ago, that yes, I will be standing for re-election next year on the 5th of June in Paris. Thank you very much.